I don't like it. Howdo! Let's have a very quick recap. One guitar body with some carving and some details on, nicely sanded on the front, not nicely sanded around the edge and on the back. One 30-inch scale neck with inlays in and fret slots cut, neck profiled, but not final sanded yet. Today's task: put these two things together so it looks like a guitar. So this is a bass 6 inspired guitar, 30-inch scale, half bass, half guitar. And we've designed the neck to fit with the 11th fret in line with the end of the horn. That should eliminate any neck dive and make the guitar much more playable. So first things first, we need a center line putting down this front as the almighty, and everything fits according to that. Now, I'm going to put some masking tape on to do that. Now that might seem like an odd thing to do, but with this being a pine of some sort, even aged pine that's beautiful, that light coloured stuff is very, very soft. And what I don't want to do is run a pencil down it and actually score a line, put a dent into that pine just with the pencil. So I'm going to put a sheet of masking tape on. In fact, I might even do two. So there is a central strip on here that I'm going to use. So then, with still minimal pressure, I have my center line and I don't have any dents in my wood. So now with our center line, I can then mark off how far in and out this wants to be. So I'm actually going to put a ruler along that 11th fret to sit in line with the edge of there. And then just a simple pencil mark along that heel section. That's where I know I need to butt up to. Now, if you've made the neck and the body from templates, you can probably then have a template that would create the neck pocket for you. Now, I've not done that. This has all been done as a completely individual customized neck. So I'm not going to find a template that perfectly fits my neck onto there. But actually, you don't need one. There's a very, very simple way of doing it, and you just need 3 pieces of plywood. So those 3 pieces of plywood will fit along that side of the neck, along the base end of the neck, and along the top side of the neck, creating a template that you can then route through using the big nasty power router thing. Right, now one of the tricky things is actually clamping it up so that things don't move. I am just going to use a big clamp that's going to go on there. Trouble is, that's going to then rock and roll, so I use 2 of the same types of clamps on this end of the body, and at least then the thing will stand up straight. And even then I could still do with a bigger workbench. Okay, so with this roughly in place, it's still tweakable. We can then run rulers either side, and at roughly where the bridge sits we can measure the distance from the center line to each ruler to make sure that everything is actually straight. Now, this is a trick that sometimes works. So then we can hold these in place here and then twist the neck to make sure that they fit nicely over there. Right, that's tightened up. So we have that nicely central there. We have an even 33mm either side of centre line there. Now we can masking tape and super glue those chunks of plywood onto the edges to create our template. I don't like them, but they are efficient. Alright, so we can take these off. There we go. Well, there we go. Not a bad fit. Not bad. However, I have a little conundrum. Currently, the neck sits at the perfect height for the bridge, including the little stands as well. Meaning that by the time we put frets on and put the string height on there, we'll be able to lift that a little bit, so we've got a little bit of play to sort our action out. Sounds all well and good, except I don't like it. That gap there between the fretboard and the body, I like the bottom of that fretboard to kind of fit up against the body, or at least be somewhere very close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a breakneck angle in. Currently this is running perfectly flat because it's a nice flat body. It's not got the big Les Paul curves or the Archtop guitar curves, which would have been very easy to slope that down and make the neck break angle. What I am going to do though is take that out of there, and I'm going to cut the neck break angle out of this bottom section here. So I'm going to go down a couple of mil on here, probably 2 or 3 mil at this point, and then we'll go down a little bit further on this point. Yeah, so that has taken, most importantly, this back edge here down 3 mil. That is still flat, so that's going to be a much nicer little gap between the fretboard and the body. But of course, lowering there 3 mil means we'll lower here 3 mil, which isn't high enough. So this is where a neck break angle comes in, because we get to change the angle of the neck to increase the height at the bridge. Now all I'm going to do at this point is exactly the same as I would do on a Les Paul or an Archtop, where I want that neck break angle. Okay, so currently I have at the bridge there 15 millimeters gap between the body and the bottom of that ruler, as everything sits nice and level. But we know we need to put that 3 millimeters back again. We need to tilt that up. So what I'm going to do is put this 18 mil thick plywood sheet, which is rather handy, isn't it? And suddenly when I measure that there, yep, we've got our 18 mil. So I've got my 3 millimeters back straight away. Now what I might do is just give myself an extra little bit, and I'm just going to slide that forwards to just add, maybe another millimeter. That would have risen that up a little bit. So we now tape this section down and then use the big long plane to go backwards and forwards to shim off that end up there. There we go. So you can see, especially with the plywood, where it's actually sloped down towards the end. That has created the correct neck break angle for the height that we want, without any thoughts of actually calculating angles and doing clever mathematicals type stuff. Because we're not that clever, are we? Well, I'm not anyway. Okay, moment of truth. This neck is massive. So that's gone. That's a lot further down, which is a much more pleasant looking gap. And height wise, that's definitely got a slope on it, which means when we slot that in there, acres of room. Oh, that's lovely. Well, you can tweak a neck pocket on the go. Who knew?